A brand new year is upon us, and it seems to be gearing up to be quite the exciting year for both cloud gaming and virtual reality. And as many of you know, when I started this channel, the idea was to expand to cover both topics, so you can expect that from here on out. I'll have more of a dedicated channel update video soon on the channel, but for now, let's focus on what makes this year so exciting for both. First up, the cloud gaming space is looking hungrier than ever. Be it Nvidia, Google, Sony, Microsoft, or any of the rest, some serious competition is brewing out there for what many consider the way to play games in the future. As we all know, GeForce NOW unleashed its new 3080 tier, and I straight up have nothing but praise to say about it. It's become my go-to cloud gaming solution, not just for single player experiences, but also multiplayer. I mean, just take a quick look at this clip I took yesterday of Hunt Showdown. I feel fully in my element playing a competitive multiplayer title in the cloud, and that's not something I ever felt till this new 3080 tier. What lies ahead for Nvidia GeForce NOW is anyone's guess, but they are working on more, and they let us know this by saying that they look forward to ramping things up early this year with CES announcements and the continuation of GFN Thursdays. And with the way that they announced that 3080 tier and surprised us all, I'm really looking forward to whatever lies ahead. Then there's Google Stadia. Despite mainstream media and many others out there predicting its death, it's still here. While it's no longer the king of performance in terms of playing on the cloud, it remains the gold standard for convenience and nobody comes close as of yet. If all you wanted to do was hop in and out of a game as seamless as possible, Stadia has you covered. 2022 will be an interesting year though. Going into it, we probably know less than we did going into 2021, but Google remains adamant that support will continue with new games, features, and updates throughout. From what I've heard, a lot of the focus is being put on making the porting of titles easier than ever, and when you mix that in with incentives Google is giving to developers willing to put their games on Stadia, the library of games we see this year might be that much more enticing. On the flip side, Sony and Microsoft are main staples in the gaming industry, and you know cloud gaming is getting real when they are trying to get involved as well. Xbox game streaming is now fully powered by Series X server blades, and Game Pass is reaching new heights not only in subscriber count but also the sheer quality of games being added. It's also worth mentioning that they now enabled cloud gaming on Xbox consoles. Even last-gen systems can now play with the power of Series X hardware with the cost of a subscription alone. I expect nothing but more updates and expansions to new regions for Xbox while increasing the value of the Game Pass subscription even further. Sony, on the other hand, is seemingly far behind, but I've been hearing for quite some time now that they've been working on PlayStation Now in the background, and I fully expect 2022 to be a big year for the service, so much so that I wouldn't be shocked to see a rebrand of some sorts. The big rumor going around right now is that Sony is working on a Game Pass competitor codenamed Spartacus that will reorganize the way their gaming subscriptions are laid out, and PlayStation Now will play a major part in it as well. But they still have a lot of catch up to do, and I would love to see PlayStation Now be more accessible in terms of devices. Right now you can only play on a PlayStation or your PC. They really are a wild card this year in my opinion, and I can't wait to see what's going on. Lastly, Amazon Luna is still stateside only, and that makes me real sad. Will this finally be the year we see some region expansion? I certainly hope so, because they are adding a lot of interesting games slowly to the service. Devil May Cry 5, anyone? On top of that, they also released their cool couch co-op play feature that allows someone to join in on your game wherever they may be and play the game as if they were sitting right next to you. Amazon's been fairly quiet about the world stage, but I expect them to make the jump sooner rather than later. Then again, I said the same thing last year, so please don't let me down, Amazon. As you can see, the cloud gaming space is alive and well, with everyone kind of gearing up for the battle that lies ahead. But it's far from the only cutting-edge technology entering the gaming space. VR is healthier than ever, and we need to talk meta. The Meta Quest 2, that is. It's exactly the jumpstart VR needed, and let's keep it real, virtual reality, as amazing as it's been, has struggled to really obtain a bigger consumer base. But the Meta Quest 2 flipped that script real hard this past holiday season, broken records everywhere. Dev after dev simply stating that things are looking better than ever in terms of sales and player count, and the Oculus app being the #1 app on both the iOS and Android store is simply nuts. I predict that we're about to see much more games being developed for VR due to all this increased interest, and Meta, for better or worse, is leading this charge. Will we see a Meta Quest 3 this year? I doubt it. I think Project Cambria is the main focus for the Meta team this year, and that seems like it will be targeting the high-end consumer. I really do believe that the Quest 2 is yet to hit its peak this year, and it will continue growing throughout, but I could totally see a Quest 2 Pro being in the cards somewhere in the future alongside the Quest 2. Since we just recently mentioned the high-end consumer, let's talk about another possible device targeting that same market by a little company that goes by the name of Apple. The tech giant has been rumored to be entering this space for quite some time now, and I believe we'll see the official reveal of it all this year. Much like Project Cambria, I fully expect this headset to focus on both VR and AR, and also to look quite slick in design. I'm super curious to see how Apple's ecosystem will play into it all, as I'm sure that will be a major draw for some folks out there. Then we have the PSVR 2, Sony's upcoming headset that I am genuinely excited about. Now being powered by a PS5, this headset will have some beautiful games to play on it, and throw in all the cool new DualSense haptics into the controller that it itself will be a major improvement over the Move controllers from the PS3 era. I think we're all going to be in for quite the special treat. One thing I really do hope to see is that Sony allows this headset to be PC compatible for those who want to use it on a PC, as I do think they can legitimately carve out a larger piece of the VR pie by doing so. Lastly, let's talk Valve. The Index is probably the most hardcore gamer VR headset out there, period. But this year, we may see Valve try and enter the more mainstream audience with their rumored standalone headset codenamed Deckard. And let's be real, just the idea of Valve trying to do this is exciting for plenty of reasons, but let's also not forget that this is Valve, so whether this sees the light of day or doesn't is entirely up in the air. That said, I do think it would be a smart play, especially if they try and make it affordable. For many people out there, just the lack of Meta being involved will be enough to justify paying an extra $100, if not more. Exciting times lie ahead for everyone, and I simply cannot wait to see how this year plays out in its entirety. VR and cloud gaming, two cutting-edge technologies in the gaming industry that I'm sure are going to revolutionize the way we play. And I truly do believe that both of them will eventually culminate to create something together that I can only dream of. But we'll save that discussion for another day. For now, I just hope that you'll be joining me as we ride along this year and we break down all the latest news right here on the Virtual Cloud YouTube channel, where the future of gaming is what we talk about today. And now that you've heard my thoughts and predictions, I would love to hear yours. Feel free to leave them down in the comment section below and I'll be sure to reply to them. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out. And if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. As always, thank you for watching the video. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related. And until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.